Hi guys, welcome to this new chapter number 12. Today we're gonna talk about the American Psycho. So this story happened in the 80s. So let's just start. Patrick Bateman lives in New York City and he works in Wall Street. Bateman has a disorder called narcissism. Bateman loves wear expensive clothes brands and perfumes. One night, Bateman was walking around the New York City streets and he saw a homeless and Bateman stopped to help him, but he has an fire gun and Bateman killed this homeless with his dog. Later one day at night, Patrick booked a nice restaurant dinner and where he meets a nice guy. His name is Paul, and they've been dating in a while and then keep a relationship in secret during 8 months. One day at night, Patrick invites to Paul at his apartment. They were having a good time right there. They were talking about it and drinking alcohol and listening music. Paul sat his couch at the living room and he saw the room was covered by paper news, but he didn't put a lot of attention in there. A couple of days later, Patrick Bateman found his new two victims. They are two girls, and this girl used to work as prostitutes. One day at night, Paul was driving around New York City and he saw these two girls and he parked his car in front of them. And Paul invite to these girls at his apartment, and this girl goes to his apartment and they're having a good time. They're smoking weed and drinking alcohol. Then they have a threesome. Meanwhile, they're having sex. Patrick started to film them because Patrick was a full fanatic of the porn movies. After Patrick filmed these two girls having sex with him, Patrick drug and killed these two girls, cutting off their legs and their arms with an electric turkey knife. After that, Patrick killed these two girls. He put their bodies in a black bag and threw it away to the forest outside the city, and he just back at his home and he take a rest in his bed. To the next day he goes to his job and he was working when Patrick arrives at his work. His secretary arrives at Patrick's office and she wants to talk to him that a man who's a detective wants to talk with him about the man who used to call Paul had been missing for 3 weeks ago, and they didn't have any clue about him. But Patrick denied that he didn't know this man who used to call Paul, and the detective continues making his questions. But Patrick was getting angry about the detective questions, and then Patrick said, "I have to go. I have an important meeting with some businessmen," and he just left. One Friday at night, Patrick invites his secretary to have a dinner in a pretty nice restaurant, and she accepts. They were right there in the restaurant at 8 p.m. They start to dinner. They were talking about it and drinking champagne. At 11 p.m. Patrick said, "I have to go at my house, but if you want to come with me, you can." So the secretary accepted to go at his apartment. They took a taxi and they arrived at the apartment. So the secretary sat in the living room's couch and she was watching the TV. And while Susan, the secretary, was watching the TV in the living room, Paul went to the kitchen and he was looking for a knife to kill her. But Susan started to talk about her dreams for the future, and this conversation went deeper. And Patrick couldn't kill her. Then Patrick offers to her a little bite of ice cream while they were talking about their lives. So Patrick was feeling attracted to his secretary because she was very beautiful, to be honest. She has blonde hair, blue eyes, and she was very beautiful woman. That day, Patrick Bateman couldn't kill his secretary, but the next weekend, he invited one more time at his apartment, and the secretary goes at his apartment at 11 p.m. and Patrick Bateman finally killed her. Patrick eventually killed his secretary by shooting in her head with a nail gun, and he cut her body into 20 pieces with a chainsaw, throwing away in the trash cans in the city. So that's everything today in this story. Don't forget to subscribe in my YouTube channel, clicking down in the subscribe bell. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. See you soon. Ciao.